Hey everyone, it's Lisa from the blog farmhouseonboone.com, and today I'm going to share with you 3 very delicious homemade salad dressing ideas. We love having salad as a side dish, especially in the spring and summer. Greens are readily available at the farmer's market or in your garden. And of course, being a modern day person, you can have salads all winter long. And it's just a really easy side dish. If you have a dressing to go along with it, you just get it out of the fridge and put it on a plate, and it's a great side dish. And I find that my kids love salad if I have delicious salad dressings. Now, that's sort of a problem if you go to the grocery store and you find that the dressings are full of soybean oil, which is one of the most genetically modified crops. So unless it's an organic dressing, it's going to be genetically modified. And that's something we really like to avoid in our house. Also, they're usually full of sugars or high fructose corn syrup. In my homemade dressing, I can use fresh ingredients like the honey we get from a local Amish farm. I can use my homemade mayo made from avocado oil. I can use olive oil. Extra virgin, I can use fresh ingredients like lemons, spices, herbs, and they're so easy to bring together. Really all you need is the ingredients and a blender. So let's get started. Okay, the first one I'm going to share with you is a honey mustard. Now this is by far the most used in our home. Our kids actually love this dressing and it's really easy to make. I have to admit, whenever I'm making this for my own family, I don't measure. But I will share measurements with you. There's also gonna be a link in the description box below where you can go to my blog and you can actually print off the recipe. There'll be printable recipe cards for all 3 of these. Save them to your Pinterest board for later. And that way you can always be able to just whip this up in a flash until you get used to the recipe, then you'll just have it memorized. For this one, I'm gonna do equal parts of honey, mustard, and my homemade avocado mayo. Now, I will leave the link in the description below as well as up in the cards. This comes together so easy. If you've ever been scared of making mayo, I promise everyone who's tried this has told me, and myself as well, that you just can't mess it up. All you need is an immersion blender and it comes together so quickly. So I'm gonna do about a 1/4 cup of each of them. Again, I don't like to measure. To that, I'm just gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I'm just gonna add the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. You could also use 1 drop of lemon essential oil. I do that a lot if I don't have any fresh lemons on hand. Lately, I've been just keeping fresh lemons in stock here. I really enjoy using them for so many different things. So that hasn't been a problem, but sometimes I don't have lemons on hand, but I always have lemon essential oil. Now remember, 1 drop. Don't do any more than 1 drop. All right, then I'm just gonna blend it up and the dressing will be all done. Super easy. You can whip it up in no time because it's equal parts mayo, mustard, honey, and then a few spices and lemon. That's it. Once you have it all memorized, you'll just throw it in your blender whenever you're in the middle of that dinner rush, and it takes no time. All right, next up is a lemon vinaigrette. This one is by far my favorite. It is tangy and so flavorful. I also like that it has an apple cider vinegar base. My midwife has been telling me that I need to be consuming apple cider vinegar in my daily life during this pregnancy, and I'm having a really hard time keeping up with that habit. But when it comes in the form of a delicious salad dressing, it's really not so bad. So I'm gonna start with a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of mustard, a 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. I get mine from Aldi. I pretty much only use this for salad dressings, and occasionally if I run out of avocado oil, I'll also use it for mayo. 1 clove of garlic, a tablespoon of honey, a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. Now, of course, you could also use fresh if you have it out in your garden. And the star ingredient is the juice from 1 lemon. This is what makes this so good. I suppose you could substitute lemon essential oil in this one, but I really like using fresh lemon for this lemon-inspired dressing. All right, the last one I'm sharing for today is a homemade ranch. Now for this one, I'm going to add a cup of my homemade avocado mayo, a 1/4 cup sour cream, a 1/4 cup milk. Now I'm gonna use raw milk. I talked about this in a different video, but you can use any milk at all. Obviously don't really use like a sweetened almond or coconut milk. That wouldn't probably be good, but any kind of milk you like to use, that would be great. A teaspoon of dried parsley, or if you have it out fresh in your garden, a tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley, 1/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 of a lemon squeezed. Again, you could probably just get away with a drop of lemon essential oil. Lately, I've been using fresh, and some freshly ground black pepper. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed these salad dressing recipes. These are 3 basics. That's why I chose what I chose. You have more of a vinaigrette style, a heavier ranch style, and then a honey mustard, which is a classic to go on a salad with maybe some chicken and hard-boiled eggs and bacon. Oh man, that is a really good salad. Add some fresh red onions. For the vinaigrette one, I like to just add some tomatoes and onions and a little bit of the vinaigrette. And then the ranch will go with just about anything. You could also use it as a dipping sauce for carrots or some homemade chicken. My sister has a recipe for some paleo fried chicken. It's kind of like a take on fried chicken, but without all the bad stuff. I'll leave a link to that recipe below, but that'd be really good to dip in that ranch. Maybe for a little homemade veggie tray, that'd be perfect. I forgot to mention this, but I like to use these straw lids to serve the dressing. So this is a way to have a great pourable dressing. I use these straw lids to serve my kids smoothies pretty much daily, and some stainless steel straws. But these, if you take the straw out, works great as a little pouring lid. I'll leave the link for those as well below. They're in my Amazon shop, which I link all of my favorite kitchen products that I personally use in the farmhouse in my Amazon shop, as well as I have a section for the decor we have here. It is amazon.com/shop/farmhouse on Boone. I will have those linked there as well as in the description below. All right, well, if you're brand new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to head over to the blog to get the printable version of this recipe. And please hit that subscribe button. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, in a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.